What is up, everybody? My name is Adam. This is PCP Media. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe if you like firearms freedom and just a little bit of funny thrown in. All right, guys. I'm livid right now. So as we are, River is terrified. As we are living through these unprecedented times in our country, in which the tyranny is being cranked up to 11, where in Michigan you're not allowed to go to your second house if you have one. There's people narking on people if you are leaving your home to do anything if you're not authorized. We have the Gestapo, also known as Karen. We have police forcibly removing people from public transportation, buses, because they're not wearing face masks, even though the police themselves are not wearing face masks. We have stores not being able to sell certain amounts of goods. They're not selling seeds because those are not essential, because growing your own food is not essential, because we can't have you be independent. And now Virginia. Remember before all this COVID-19 stuff went down? Remember that big gun rally we had down there? Well, Governor Blackface says, F you, man. He says, F you. So today, on April 10th, 2020, here is what Governor Blackface Klansman officially signed into law. And this all goes into effect July 1st of 2020. Requiring background checks on all gun sales in Virginia. So that means if you want to, you and your cousin want to sell a gun to each other, or your brother, or your best friend, or whatever, someone you know, you are forced to go through an FFL. You may have known this person all your life. No, they're not a felon, but screw y'all's privacy, man. Screw that. Reinstituting a limit on handgun sales to once a month, because especially in times right now, we can't have you buy firearms to protect your family, especially if you are one of those newly minted freedom advocates who's realized that when things get tough, you probably should have a firearm to protect your family from violent thugs. Because did you know that breaking and entering has gone up 75%? The rates have gone up 75%. I wonder why. As people line up for miles at grocery stores, as our food banks only have a few weeks left of food, and milk is now being dumped down drains, and eggs are being smashed because, well, we have to have price controls. Doesn't this sound very 1930s, 19 America, with a hint of Nazi-esque, Stalin-esque authoritarianism? Because it does. Oh boy, let's see. We're increasing penalties for recklessly leaving firearms near children or failing to report a lost or stolen firearm within 2 days. So let's think about this. So what is recklessly leaving a firearm around children? You could be actually doing firearms instructions with them. You could be teaching them how to shoot. But I'm a Democrat and I don't like guns. So just your child being around guns means screw you, let's send you to jail. Nice open for interpretation right there, isn't it? Oh, let's see. If you fail to report a stolen firearm in 2 days, well, let's be honest. Well, I mean, obviously, I think all of us would absolutely want to report a firearm if we had it stolen, because A, we're going to want to get our property back, and B, we don't want anyone to go do bad stuff with it. There's no way to know if your gun, I mean, you may not realize a gun has been stolen from you. You may not. I mean, you could have all your guns always locked up in a safe, but you know what? It's, you got a druggy kid and they find the combination, or it's a key lock and they get a hold of it and they steal the over-under shotgun that's been in your family for 100 years and they go pawn it. Well, how are you to know? How are you to know? Of course, as much as we try to keep our accountability, you can't. Stuff happens. allowing localities to set their own rules on the presence of firearms in public. So basically, we're saying that the localities can determine whether or not you can carry or conceal carry when you were out in a public place. So maybe places like Norfolk, which are high crime areas, they're going to say you can no longer conceal carry or open carry. While small rural areas would say that's silly. But you're going to see this in Richmond. You're going to see this in Norfolk. You're going to see this in Newport News. You're going to see it all over those big cities. So you won't be able to legally protect yourself in those areas of high crime. All in the name of safety. Prohibiting those subject to protective order from possessing firearms. Prohibiting those subject to a protective order from possessing firearms. Oh boy, so we can just put out protective orders to keep you from possessing firearms because we think you're scary. That we call that a red flag law, which is part of their creation. They're creating a red flag law, excuse me, that allows law enforcement to temporarily seize a gun from a person deemed to pose a danger to themselves or others. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to the news, but things are getting pretty scary. And I'll tell you that people are getting pissed off. People are going to start missing meals, if not already. People are going to start to be a danger to others. And you know who that others is? It's going to be the government. Overreaching, overbearing government. Someone's going to get hurt because people like Governor Blackface and What's-Her-Nuts from Michigan and Cuomo in New York, these would-be dictators are telling you what you can and can't do because they will never let a crisis go to waste. Never let a crisis go to waste, is what they say. And they are running with it, my friends. They are running with it. How many people don't even know this is passed, and it's going to take them weeks to find out because they're too worried about all the other BS that they are dealing with COVID-19. People are going to getting their papers checked to see if they're essential. Boy, I tell you what. Things are getting interesting. And I don't know how much longer Americans are going to put up with it. I am not, I do not think that it is being extremist to say that we are in some very perilous times. And when people have had enough, when people have nothing left to lose, they lose it. That is where we are headed. And so much of this was just forced on by the government. I'm going to tell y'all right now that if you're not checking your zeros on your weapons, if you're not getting them cleaned, if you're not inventorying, making sure you have enough ammo, you should already have it. But if you don't, get some more. If you're a new gun owner, welcome to the club. Get some training. You would be much better served to have maybe 50, 100 rounds of ammo, but you've had a few hours of training, you've put 1,000 rounds downrange. You'll be a much more competent shooter. You'll be competent, trained, and you'll actually be able to protect yourself. Okay, this is serious, my friends. This is our freedom, our lives, our families, our freedom. What is our country coming to? If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please share this with others. And if you feel so inclined, please support me on Patreon. It helps. But that is not what this is about. Get this message out here. If you think I'm just shilling here, make your own video. Get it out there. Get the truth out there. Spread it. Truth is all that matters. Because the truth will set you free. Deuces.